Hey everybody, Josh here with a look at another Star Wars toy. And today we're going to do a toy unboxing video. Today we're going to unbox an Imperial Snowtrooper from The Empire Strikes Back. This is a Black Series 6-inch figure. So let's go over to the toy studio and cut into this guy. Let's go. Alright guys, here we are today in my toy studio with a Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch Snowtrooper. And I picked this guy up at a Target store. I didn't buy him online or anything like that. And we are going to unbox this guy today. And before we get that far, I just want to quickly spin the packaging around so you guys can take a look at it before we destroy it. And if you're familiar with the Black Series at all, you know most of them are numbered, unless it's a store exclusive. And the Snowtrooper is number 35. And then on the back of the packaging here, what you have is a nice drawing of the character and a little description of the Snowtrooper. And I will go ahead and read that to you guys. Snowtroopers are stormtroopers trained for operations in Arctic conditions and equipped with specialized gear to protect them against the cold. And to be honest, this style of stormtrooper or snowtrooper is my personal favorite from The Empire Strikes Back. One, because it gives me a lot of happy childhood memories, and I just think it's one of the cooler designed stormtrooper outfits there is out there. And of course, everyone remembers these guys were introduced in The Empire Strikes Back. They had a very small part in the movie. Unfortunately, I would have liked to have seen more action with these guys. Maybe we'll get lucky in the new Solo movie coming out soon. But let's check this guy out. Very cool. I'm so excited to unbox this guy. This is one of my, again, personal favorite characters, and I really can appreciate when they accessorize them as much as possible. He actually comes with 2 blasters there. Very cool. And a backpack. There we go. Very nice. Nice blaster rifle. Nice 11. Very cool. And of course, this is what they were using actually in the film Empire Strikes Back. And come on out of there, guy. And there he is for all to see. Very nice. And one thing I'm noticing right off the bat is they did a little discoloration on parts of his outfit. So like the parts that are supposed to be cloth, like his pants and his sleeves, they're a little off-white to make him appear dirty. And then the armor parts of him are actually a whiter white. So it's the armor parts of him. And there on the back here, what we have is, that's where his backpack is going to attach. And I'll show that to you guys here in a second. Very nice. I like this a lot. And really quick, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I actually have, whenever I have a similar figure, something that is worth doing a comparison of, I like to do a nice little comparison video. And so what I have here is a first order Snowtrooper. And come on, guy. All right. Just like to do a nice little comparison video so you can see the difference between them. And so of course this guy here is a first order Snowtrooper. And whoa! And then we have the original trilogy, our Imperial Snowtrooper. But you can see how there's a lot of things very similar about them. For example, the backpack and the helmet has some similarities to it. How it comes down over the back of their heads and stuff. And also you have the little skirt that hangs down to protect them from the cold there, and their boots are very similar as well, if you look at that. And of course they're both using very similar weapons. And you can kind of see how this guy is the evolution from this guy, and you can see the slight changes they made over time. And then, like I said, you have similar outfits, the bottom parts and the chest armor. And then, of course, they changed the helmet a little bit here. You don't have the flap or the flap piece that comes down over his entire face. But I just wanted to give you guys a quick comparison so you can see the difference between a First Order and an Imperial Snowtrooper, because there are some slight differences and a lot of similarities. So just wanted to give you the opportunity to see that. And of course, let's take a closer look at his weapon here. And I gotta get the camera to focus on this thing here a little bit. Sometimes it doesn't want to focus on these little tiny accessories. But very nice. And then here's what the handle and trigger look like. And yeah, you can see it's got a little warpage to it. Sometimes your accessories might get a little bent. But all you want to do is just give them a little push in the opposite direction and they'll straighten out. Alright, and then we have his rifle. He also came with a rifle. And it's got what appears to be a little wear and damage to it. You can see they put a little gray highlights on there to give it the appearance of wear. And let's see here. Very cool. I think I prefer the rifle myself, personal preference there. And then real quick here, I'm going to pop this backpack off again, let you guys take a little bit closer look at it here. And you can see the little buttons and writing on it. And now I'm starting to wonder, can I attach this rifle to it in any way? That would be a cool little trick. I don't know, that'd be nice to add a little snap onto it. You can hold the rifle on his backpack, but just throwing out some ideas there, Hasbro. Very cool, and that's just the peg for inserting it on his back, of course. And then real quick here, I just want to run through his movements. So, let's see here. Now you're going to have some head restrictions because of this armor, the helmet he's wearing. And no, the helmet does not come off, but so you have very minimal up and down movement and very minimal side to side movement. And so I'm also just trying to check real quick. Sometimes these shoulder plates come off so you can get a little more movement, but because of the armor and things like that, it may restrict his arm movement. So his up and down, that's about it. And then of course you're going to have the round and round. And on his elbow, you have a rotational movement and up and down. And same thing with his wrist. You can rotate it. And it has up and down movement. But again, if you look closely, you'll see he's got this piece of plate armor on his hand. And so when you try to move his hand up and down, it kind of restricts it. So that's about all the backwards movement you're going to get out of it. And let's see here. Wow, I can't even believe he has waist movement because of that plate armor. But you can see where the articulation point is here on his back. And so it's not really his waist as much as it's his lower chest. And so you get a little bit of side-to-side movement. And you can see the armor is hitting there. And it restricts his movement. So it's very limited. And that's all you're going to get. So if you're looking to purchase this guy, just be aware of that. And then again, we're going to have hip movement. So you got forward and back, but due to the cloak he's wearing or the little skirt here, you can't really go backwards at all. And then you have at his hip here, you have rotational movement as well. And then you have his knee joint as well. And he should have ankle movement in 2 directions. So yeah, you can rotate his feet. And then you have the up and down movement as well. So very cool. All right, let's get him put back together here. And you just slide this in the backpack. You just slide it in. There's not any clicking or anything like that. Okay. And so, and one thing, I know I say this in a lot of my videos, but I'm just really impressed. You have to understand, I've been collecting action figures for a very long time. And to see these, and these Black Series are relatively new, and I'm relatively new at collecting them. And I'm really impressed. If you look here, you can actually see he's got a trigger finger out that lines up with the trigger, or the trigger card on the gun. And I just think that is one of the coolest things ever. So I just get a kick out of that. I apologize. Not so much with the other gun. Well, this hand here, you'll see the difference. He's got a bit of a trigger finger. Come on here. He's got a bit of a trigger finger out, but it's not nearly as much as this hand. So you can see the difference in it. So you can put the blaster in either hand, but when you put it in this hand, you'll see you don't really get the trigger finger effect. I think I just created a new word. All right. And so when you put it, even though the rifle in his other hand, you'll see how his finger lines right up with the trigger guard. I just think that's awesome. So if my camera would focus. All right. All right, guys. Let's see here. Can we make him stand this time? All right. There he is. From The Empire Strikes Back, this is an Imperial Snowtrooper from the Black Series line, and this is a 6-inch figure. And thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Bye.